Hello, welcome back. This is Drogs, Fully Paid Miniatures, and we're going up against Wayward 1, Expert Difficulty. This is the 7th attempt. Usually it takes me about 8 tries, seems to be the most common number to defeat these guys in Expert Difficulty. So the big thing with him is when you shift to Expert Difficulty, any misaligned spells, instead of doing half damage, do 1 damage only. So he's very difficult. He's a very tanky boss. Raina, Daddy's shooting a video. Yeah, here, you want me to leave the door? I'll leave the door open for you guys, so you guys can go in and out. Come on. You're perfect. Okay, Daddy's shooting a video. Alright, sorry about that, if I didn't already lose you. So, going up against him, again with Lash and Gian, same as last time. I did change up 2 of the store items. So I'm going to be going up using Jade, Leeching Agate, Burning Opal, Focusing Orb, and then I swapped out Mage's Talisman for Molten Hammer. They're similar, slightly less charge generation, but it gives me more deck curation. For Molten Hammer, I actually felt pretty good about my deck curation last time, but this is part of the expansion, so it's more in theme. Spectral Echo I kept, and I swapped out Amplify Vision for Blaze. It was the other change. So I'm going to specialize a little bit more. Kept Essence Theft and Sage's Brand. So compared to the last game, I'm going to focus a little bit more on the economy early. I did shift away from that a little bit too soon, and that prevented me from getting Sage's Brands because I just didn't have enough economic engine going, and it also prevented me from discarding a lot of power cards that I should have been able to mitigate better. So I'm going to get my economy going a little bit stronger, get a little bit more deck curation. Lash is going to focus on Sage's Brands. Jan's going to focus on Blazes, and then they're both going to split Spectral Echoes and Essence Thefts is kind of the thought process here. Like 2 each on those, all 5 Sage's Brand for Lash, all 5 Blazes for Jan, and then hopefully they can both split Molten Hammers and Focusing Orbs as well. And yeah, that's going to be the strategy. So we'll see. Alright, we're going to start with Nemesis. Blinking Terror right off the bat. This minion is assigned to position 3. Any player loses 1 charge or suffers 2 damage. That is a horrible first draw. Okay. Jan's going first. She's going to prep 2 Sparks, and she generates 4 Aether towards Gemstones. So she's going to grab 2 Jades. Actually, she's going to grab 1 Jade and a charge. Because that's where we're at. Alright, Lash is going to prep a Spark, and he generates 3, 4, 5 Aether, which is enough for a Burning Opal. He gets to go again. He's going to cast Spark for 1, Blinking Terror. He's going to pay 3 to open his second breach and prep 2 Sparks. Blinking Terror activates. We're going to get rid of Jan's charge, prevent that damage. And we get Bleed Static. Power 3. The player with the most prep spells suffers 2 damage for each prep spell. So you want to have all your breaches empty when that activates. And we get Jan, so she's going to cast both Sparks. Deals 2 damage to Blinking Terror. She's going to prep 2 Sparks, and for 3, she's going to buy a Leeching Agate, which gives her another charge. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, and we get Lash. She's going to cast 2 Sparks. Bring Blinking Terror down to 1. And Court Shard is worth 2. So this is 3, 5, 8. Or I can take 7 and discard, and I will. I will take the Sage's Brand and discard so that Jan can draw a card. So that is something that happened in the last game too, but I did not go for the Sage's Brand in that situation. And we get Jan, so she's going to cast that first spark, 1 damage to the Blinking Terror, killing it. Awesome, 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 awesome. She's going to cast that second spark, and that's first blood on the Wayward one, which is about all the damage I typically do to them. Prep 2 sparks, and this is worth 4, 5, 6 towards a gem. She's going to take a Spectral Echo and a Leeching Agate, giving her a charge. Nemesis, take a token off Bleed Static, and we get Haze Spewer, 5 life. Gravehold suffers damage equal to this minion's current life. Then this minion suffers 1 damage. Double activation, that sucks. So that means Gravehold takes 5 damage. I hate it when that happens with the Haze Spear. Always hurts my soul a little bit. Oh, and we take a token off Bleed Static. And we get Quantum Maze, power 2. If any player has an aligned spell, that player will suffer 5 damage, which is Breach 1 right now. So we have Lash is going to prep Spark to position 2. We're not going to do anything to position 1 right now. Because I don't know when his next turn is going to be. And for 3, he's going to buy a Spectral Echo. Nice. Okay. Now we get Jan. She's going to cast both sparks. 2 damage to the Haze Spear. She will prep Spark to the second breach, and this is worth 5, and she will buy Burning Opal. So they each have 1 Burning Opal now. I'd like to get 3 each, preferably. Nemesis is going to go. Bleed Static goes off. That's going to be 2 damage to GM from Bleed Static. Haze Spewer does 2 damage to Gravehold, drops us to 23, and he drops to 1 life. Quantum Maze loses a token. We draw Irradiate. Any player suffers 2 damage. That's going to be Lash. Any player discards a misaligned prep spell. That'll be Lash. Okay. Jan gets to go. Spark is going to kill the Haze Spewer. She will prep Spectral Echo to the second position. And then this is worth 4, 5, 6 towards a gem. And she will take Spectral Echo and an Agate again. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's no Amplify Vision, so I need to get Focusing Orbs. Okay, Quantum Maze is going to go off. No player has an aligned spell, so that does nothing. And we get Eye of Nothing. Spend 6 to discard. Power 2, unleash twice. Alright, Lash's turn. He's going to prep Sage's Brand. And he generates 4 Aether, which is enough for a Focusing Orb. And he discards a Spark to allow GN to draw an additional card. Now, because he has Sage's Brand prepped, he gets to draw an additional card. So that's 4, 5, 6. And he gets to go again. So I actually will cast Sage's Brand, and because it's aligned. And that's worth 6 damage. Which is going to drop Wayward 153. So that's awesome. And then we're going to prep Spectral Echo and Spark. And he generates 3, 4, 5. And he's going to grab Molten Hammer. Almost grabbed a... Man, I really should have grabbed a Burning Opal. Said I was going to focus more on the economy. That's all right. Spectral Echo is misaligned. But I'm still going to cast it. It's going to do 1 damage. And I will destroy a crystal. I'll then prep 2 sparks. And then I have 5, 6 Aether. And I will buy a Burning Opal for 5 and discard a crystal to allow Lash to draw an additional card. Oh, I should have canceled Eye of Nothing. I'm stupid. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I rush. Kind of get my adrenaline going, and I just start rolling, and I forget to. I'm especially bad about checking what the Nemesis has going on. Okay. I will cast both Spark and Spectral Echo. They're both going to do 1 damage, but that drops Wayward 1 to 50. Also allows me to destroy a crystal. Prep 2 sparks. And Focusing Orb on the 4th breach. And then I'll use 2 to buy a Jade. Okay, and we get Jan. She will cast both sparks, also worth 2 damage. Prep Spectral Echo and Spark, and for 3, can't do a ton. Sure, he has both Spectral. I'll buy a Leeching Agate, which will give her another charge, which powers up her special ability. She does get to go again. Okay. I will cast Spectral Echo, destroying Spark, and that deals 1 damage, dropping Wayward 1 to 47. I'll spend 6 to discard of it. I have nothing. Moonstone Shard is 2 towards a gem, so I'll buy a Jade. I will not use her special ability yet. So feeling really good. Everything's going really good. All right, we're going to cast both Sparks. That brings Wayward One down to 45. Oh, wow, I'm getting... This is just crazy good luck. We're going to prep Sage's Brand, first and second breach. We're going to use Molten Hammer. Gain a charge, and I'll destroy this Spark. And this turn order card is Nemesis, so we'll put that on the bottom. I think they're both Nemesis, actually. Yeah, it's going to be a double activation, that's why. I just got a ton of turns in a row. So 4, 5, Aether. Which, Burning Opal. Now I have 2 Burning Opals next to each other. 3, 4, 5, 6 cards because of Sage's Brand. And Nemesis. First, we're going to get Feedback Coil, Power 2. Player with the most misaligned prep spells suffers 3 damage and discards 2 cards. We make this card for 7 Aether. And go again. We take 1 token off Feedback Coil. And we get Fractured Nebula, Power 2, Shift Wayward 1 to position 4. Grateful suffers 8 damage. We may discard up to 2 aligned spells, preventing 4 damage for each card discarded this way. I believe that only applies to spells in the 4th breach. So that's a really difficult one to avoid because you typically will not have your 4th breaches open by that time. But Lash is about to open his. So hopefully, yeah, that's enough to get rid of Feedback Coil. And Lash can at least get 1 spell in the 4th breach. Yeah, okay. So Lash is going to go first. We're going to use Focusing Orb to open the 4th breach. And we will prep Spark there. And for 4, he will buy another Focusing Orb. Holding on to Spectral Echo. Because of Sage's Brain, he gets to draw 5. Nice. And Jan gets to go. So that Spark, we're going to kick off for 1. It's actually aligned, believe it or not. We will prep Spectral Echo to position 1. And then what else are we going to do? We will pay 7 Aether with the 2 Burning Opals and a Crystal to discard Feedback Coil. Man, this game's going great. Leeching Agate will purchase a Jade. And we will use Black Mirror on Sage's Brand. So that's going to double cast for 6 damage each. So that's actually 12 damage. It is aligned to Wayward 1. It's bringing him from 44 down to 32. So he's almost at half-life. So this is by far the best I've done. I have a decent shot of winning this. A lot of this, I think, is just good luck with turn order deck and Nemesis deck shuffling. That's a crap hand. Now Nemesis. Take 1 token off Fractured Nebula. And we draw the Venomite. 9 life, deals 2 damage to the player with the lowest life, or discard a prepared spell that costs 3 or more. Alright. And we get Jan again. So she casts Spectral Echo, 2 damage to the Venomite. Destroying a crystal. And then she's going to prep 2 sparks. Raina, Daddy's shooting the video. Yeah, no problem. If you're a good girl, you get a special treat. You know this. And then she generates 3 Aether, which is enough for a Leeching Agate, which gives her a charge. All right, Nemesis gets to go. Fractured Nebula activates. So we're going to shift to position 4. We discard 1 spark to prevent 4 damage, and then Gravehold takes 4 from the other half. So drops us from 23 to 19. Still not the end of the world. And then the player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage, and they both have 8. So Jan will take that. Brings her to 6. Still pretty decent life. It's 8 and 6. And then we get Cauterizer. Minion, 3 life. All damage dealt to him is reduced to 1. Deals damage equal to its current life to either player. Alright, and then we get Lash. Lash is going to prep Spectral Echo and Spark. He's going to use Molten Hammer to generate a charge and destroy this Spark on his graveyard. And then he generates 5 power. He can take a Burning Opal. He's going to take a Burning Opal. So that's 2 sets of Burning Opal. You should have 4 Burning Opals that are side by side. I want him to get my economy going to get the Sage's Brands. I don't want just one of those in his deck. I want like 3 or 4 of them. Now that said, I haven't collected any Blazes yet. I'm definitely behind on Focusing Orbs and Essence Thefts. So I don't think any player has any Essence Thefts yet. And I'm a little behind on Focusing Orbs as well. Okay, Nemesis gets to go again. So Venomite, we're going to discard Spectral Echo to prevent that. 3 damage from Cauterizer. That's going to go on Lash. That hurts. And we get Pulverizing Ray. Power 1, Gravehold suffers 18 damage. You may prevent 3 damage for every gem discarded, up to 6 gems. Alright, we do get Jeanne. So she's going to cast both Sparks on the Cauterizer, bring him down to 1. She'll then prep Spectral Echo into the first breach. And she generates 6, 7 Aether. Okay. And take an Essence Theft and a Jade. Nemesis gets to go. We're going to discard Spectral Echo. Cauterizer does 1. Pulverizing Ray activates. So that's 4 gems. That's 6. It's unfortunate. And we draw Warper. 9 life, position 4. You must target this minion before any other. Luckily, I do have 1 4th breach opened. Okay. Spark is going to get cast. That's going to do 1 damage to the Warper. I'm going to use Focusing Orb twice on Jan's 4th breach. Burning Opal's worth 3. So that is Leeching Agate, which gives me a charge. Jan preps Spark to the first position, that ends her turn. And Lash gets to go. We're going to prep Sage's Brand in the first and second. We'll use Molten Hammer to gain a charge, destroying a crystal in hand. And then with 3, we will buy the last Leeching Agate, giving myself a charge. And I will then use Quicken Thought. I think I'm going to give Lash a turn again. Drop it 4 life. Because he has Sage's Brand, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he gets to go again. He's going to prep. He will not cast Sage's Brand because it's misaligned. But I will prep Spectral Echo to the 4th position. 6, 7, 8, 9. Shuffle these and see what quartz is worth. Okay, 10. So that's worth 10 Aether if I don't discard anything. He's going to take a Sage's Brand and discard 2 to allow Jan to draw 2. And he draws 6 because of the Sage's Brand. And it's then his turn again. So he's going to cast Spectral Echo. It's going to do 3 damage to the Warper. You'll hold on the Sage's Brand because it's misaligned. One Focusing Orb will open Jan's 4th breach. The second one will focus his 3rd breach. Spectral Echo will destroy crystal as well. Forgot about that. Prep the Spark to 4th position. And then he generates 5 Aether. Buys an Essence Theft. Pretty cool. I'm liking these infinite turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He goes again. Holy crap. Spark is going to do 2 damage to the Warper, brings him down to 3. Molten Hammer generates a charge and destroys the Spark. And that's worth 4, 5, 6. So we're going to use 3 to focus the 3rd breach and prep Sage's Brand to the 3rd and 4th breach. And then I still have 3 remaining. I guess I'll take the Spectral Echo. What an awesome luck with just shuffling. Oh wait, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at that hand. Even though it has almost no spells. Alright, Jan's turn. Awesome. So we're going to cast Spark for 1 against the Warper. And we're going to prep Spectral Echo to the 4th breach. She then generates 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 Aether. With which to buy a Focusing Orb. As well as 3 charges. I think I'm winning in this game. She's going to use Black Mirror on Sage's Brand in the 3rd and 4th breach. So the first one's going to hit the Warper for 7, because it's 6 plus 1. That kills the Warper. And the second is going to hit the Venomite for 7, killing it. Wow. Awesome. I'm not even sure how I'm doing this. Just awesome luck. Cauterizer is going to do 1 damage to Jan, so they're both at 4 life now. And we draw. Awaken. Unleash twice, and Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Or place most recently discarded minion card back into play. So I want to bring back the Venomite. Or love double unleash, which will also do 6 damage to Gravehold. I think I'm going to bring back the minion. Oops. Without the reason is because without the Warper there, I can just cast that for 6 damage and get him out of there pretty quickly. Cauterizer is going to do 1 damage to Jan. We will discard Spectral Echo to nullify his damage. Ooh, then we get Needle Maw. Persistent, 11 life. Gravehold suffers 2 damage. So that could be a little problematic. Alright, Jan's turn. We're going to prep Essence stuff, 2 sparks, and she generates 4. Ooh. Focusing Orb? Yeah, she needs Focusing Orbs. I want to get Blazes with her, but she's not quite ready. Once those Focusing Orbs get into play, we'll be good to go. But look at this. He's got 7 cards, she's got 5. She's got 3 spells prepped, he's got Sage's Brand. Yeah, there's minions there, but 4 life, 3 life, 19. But Wayward one's down to 32. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Do not have any Blazes yet. But I do have 4 of the 5 Focusing Orbs. I have 5 Burning Opals between the 2 of them. So Essence stuffs, Blazes, Sage's Brand. These are kind of the focus right now. Alright, we do get Jan first. So she's going to use 1 spark to kill the Cauterizer. And he's got 9 life. We will use Essence stuff to deal 4 damage to the Venomite, discarding the crystal to heal herself 1. Brings her back up to 4. I guess we'll hold on to the spark for now. And we will prep Spectral Echo to position 4. And we also generate 7 Aether. Which is going to be an Essence Theft and a Charge. Nemesis' turn. We will discard Spectral Echo to prevent the Venomite damage. Mutamod is 2 to Gravehold, drops us to 17. And we get... What? Nether Spawn? Okay. I'm screwed. I didn't realize I was that way. I was already in tier 3. Unless I misshuffled. Wow. That's really bad. Alright, Lash's turn. Holy crap. Guess I have to cast Sage's Brand on the Venom spawn. It's at least aligned. So that does 6 damage. Brings him from 15 to 9. Holy crap. And then I prep Spectral Echo to the second breach. I'm going to use 2 Focusing Orbs to open up his third breach. So all of his breaches are open. And Court Shard is worth 1. Put that on the bottom. And that's 6, 7, so 8 Aether, which is enough to power up Quicken Thought, and then use that real quick. Pay 1 life. Yeah, we're gonna take his, because he's got the high damage. Best he has is Essence Theft, which does 4. He can do 7 potentially. Okay. Spark is going to do 1 damage to another spawn. Brings him to 8. I'm going to prep Spark to the first position. Focusing Orb on her third breach. And then that's 3, 5, 6, 7 towards a gem. Blaze. That charge. Okay, nice. Lash gets to go again. We're going to cast Spectral Echo for 2 on the Nether spawn. And he's not going to destroy anything. He will prep Essence Theft to the second position. He will use Molten Hammer to gain 1 charge. And that's worth 4, 7. He'll buy another Sage's Brand. Nemesis gets to go. Okay. Lash takes 2 damage, or I discard the Essence Theft. I discard the Essence Theft. Grateful takes 2 damage. Any player destroys a breach. I don't want to do that on Lash or Jam. I guess we're going to destroy the third breach for Jan. And then Gravehold suffers 4 damage. That brings us down to 11. And then we draw. Doomagus, power 1. The player with the most charges suffers 4 damage and loses all of their charges. Discard, spend 7. Man. So that'll exhaust Jan. Okay. Lash gets to go. I'm going to prep Sage's Brand to 1 and 2. Spectral Echo to 4. And that's worth 4 Aether, which is... Whew. Damn. Focusing on, I guess. Okay, it's going to come down to this shuffle. If I can hold the Nemesis cards off to where I can get rid of Magus and Nether Spawn at the very least, preferably the Venomite too, or at least block them, then I have a good shot. Otherwise, game over. But I do have 11 life on Gravehold. I have all 5 focusing orbs. All my breaches are open or destroyed. So Flash has 3 Sage's Brands in his deck. Jan has 1 Blaze and 2 Essence Stuffs. Nothing wrong with using those for damage. So she's not quite. Destroying that breach really hurts her whole strategy, but okay, yes. So we're going to start with Flash. Sage's Brand is aligned to the Nether Spawn, so that's 6 damage. That will kill him. Okay. Spectral Echo is worth 3 damage. We will hit the Venomite with that. Actually, we're going to just hold on to that there. We have 5 life. Because that can be used to defend against that. Now I have another Sage's Brand that I'll prep to the 1st and 2nd position. I forgot to draw 6 cards last turn. That's unfortunate. He will destroy both focusing orbs, which will heal Gravehold by 6, bringing us back up to 17. And Burning Opals 2 at 6, so we're 3 charges. Puts him back at 4 out of 5 charges. And he then gets to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Muscle memory. Cool. He gets to go again. Very cool. Okay. Alright. We're going to cast Sage's Brand. That's going to kill the Venomite. We're going to cast Spectral Echo for 3 on the Nidamal. Drops him to 8. We also destroyed the crystal with that. We're going to prep Sage's Brand to the 3rd and 4th breach, as well as Spectral Echo to the 1st. We're going to use Molten Hammer, which is going to destroy this crystal, which also generates a charge, allowing him to use his special ability, which he will, to give himself another activation. Flash is so good. Okay. And he then generates 3, 4 Aether, with which he buys 2 charges. And then he gets to draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he gets to go again. Sweet. So we're going to cast Sage's Brand. It's 6 plus 1 from the 3rd breach, plus 1 from the 4th. So it actually goes up to 8 damage, which is exactly what Nidamal has. That kills it. Cool. Spectral Echo is misaligned. He will destroy, so he's not going to cast that. He's going to hold on to that for right now. Focusing Orb, we're going to destroy. That heals Gravehold back up to 20 from 17. Yeah, that's fine. I will then prep Essence Stuff to 4. Actually, will cast. Sorry, I'm doing a little bit out of order, but I will cast Spectral Echo for 1. That's all we're gonna do. That's all it's gonna do, 1 damage. But it allows me to destroy this crystal. And then, using this 7, I actually should have discarded it to give extra card to jam, but using... Okay, I take that back. I do not cast that. He's still at 32. I'm keeping this defensively. I do not destroy this crystal. I use 7 here to discard Dumagus. And then using the Burning Opal, I discard this crystal to allow Jan to draw an additional card. Awesome. Got it. Cool. Definitely feel ahead of that 8 ball. Look at that. Double Sage's Brand Belt and 7 Aether. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. That's my only real problem. Won't get to use him really until the next round. But double up Sage's Brand, 7 Aether on deck. Even have a little bit of healing. Very, very cool. Okay, Nemesis gets to go, but I was able to clear the board. Any player suffers 5 damage. Nope. Or the player with the most prep spells destroys all of their prep spells. Okay. Spectral Evanescence stuff are destroyed. It's better than taking 5 damage. Jan's turn. We're going to keep Spark as defensive in case of an Unleash. And she generates 10 Aether, which is enough for 2 Blazes and a charge. Could have grabbed 2 Essence stuffs too, which might have been a better use. No, I'm thinking about it, but I don't like redoing a bunch of turns like that. Okay. Nemesis again. Unleash twice. Greyfold suffers 4 damage. First position, we discard the Spark. Second position, 3 damage to Greyfold. So Greyfold's now going to take 7 damage. Drops us to 13. Bad, but manageable. And we get Jan again. So we're going to prep Spark. Spectral Echo. Second and fourth breach. Focusing Orb we destroy. That heals Greyfold back up to 16. And we generate 4 Aether. I don't want to use her special ability, so she's going to buy a Blaze. It's just not worth it. It's a double cast Spectral Echo. 4 damage. I really can't use her special ability either. Okay. So we want Lash to have a turn. He's going to prep both those Sage's Brands, and then he's going to charge up his special ability and give himself another activation. So we'll have 3 activations in this next round, and he should have 7 cards in his hand for that second of the 3. As well as having 2 Sage's Brands on deck. So we'll be able to do a minimum of 6 damage. But ideally I double cast it with GN. Which could be up to 16, depending on which breach it is. Okay, we do get him first. Perfect. Sage's Brand double prepped. Boom. We're going to generate 6 Aether, buy 3 charges. Activate his special ability. Costs him 1 life. And this goes right back into the turn order pile. We do have to shuffle them. I'm liking my chances. Sage's Brands are tough to use. This is my first time using them effectively in this expansion, but if you get them rolling, I mean, to be able to draw 7 like that is really powerful. And what I didn't realize at first either was it gets +1 from both breaches, so it actually shoots up to an 8 damage spell. So that's from generate this 6 Aether. I also discard this crystal to allow Jan to draw another card. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have another Sage's Brand on deck. And we get Jan. Okay, this is good. This is good. So I will cast both Spectral Echo and Spark. Spectral Echo is aligned, so that's 3 damage. So Wayward 1 brings him to 29. I will then prep 2 Essence Thefts and a Spectral Echo. I will use Jade to power up her special ability, which I will then use to double cast Lash's Sage's Brand in the second position, which is worth 12 damage, 2 times 6. Because that's aligned. And that's going to drop Wayward 1 from 29 to 17. I still have 5 Aether remaining. I'm going to buy 2 more charges. Because there's a good chance he's going to shift to the third position. And I can do that again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Nemesis. Board is clear. To discard, destroy 2 prepared spells that cost 3 or more. Power 1, unleash 3 times. So he would move from the 3rd to the 4th to the 1st. So I can block all that, but it would discard my Sage's Brand, my Essence Theft, and my Spectral Echo. Okay. We have Jan. Her Essence Theft is aligned, so we're going to cast that for 3. And that's going to bring Wayward 1 down to 14. We will also discard a Spark to allow her to heal Lash 1. We will prep Blaze to that second position. Focusing Orb, we will destroy to heal Greyfold another 3, back up to 19. And then she has 5 Aether remaining, which she will use to charge up her special ability. But she will not use it. She's going to hold on to that. Yeah. Nice. Okay. We are going to hold on to that Sage's Brand. We're going to prep this one to the 1st and 2nd. Court Shard is worth 2. So that is 8. Perfect. This is perfect. So Molten Hammer is going to gain a charge. And then we use 8 to generate 4 more charges. We're actually going to take Jan's card and shuffle that back in there. That way Jan can double cast Sage's Brand again. And between that and the Blaze, that will kill Wayward 1. If she gets to go first, obviously. All right. Yeah. So I got to pay the charges and 1 life from Jan. Now he does have 2 Sage's Brands, so he gets to draw 6 because he still has Spectral Echo. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for a total of 7. Look at that. Another Sage's Brand, and that's 11. So that's enough to charge up his special ability again. We do get the Nemesis though. Unleash 3 times. Okay. I think I want to tank the damage. Nah, that's fine. That discards Sage's Brand. That discards Essence Theft. And that discards Spectral Echo. No damage. And we draw Jagged One. 14 life, persistent, unleashes twice. Okay. And we get Jan. So Blaze is no longer aligned. So I'm not going to cast it. Because I can boost its damage by prepping these other two Blazes. So each get a +1. So these go to plus. So these are get +2 each. So this is 4 damage, 4 damage, 5 damage because of the +1. I will then activate her special ability to double cast Sage's Brand from Lash. It is aligned, and that's worth 12 damage. That brings him to 14 to 2. All I have to do is hit him twice. And between Moonstone Shard, 2 crystals, 2 crystals will buy a single charge. Moonstone Shard will buy a Jade. Okay. Sage's Brand for second position. Spectral Echo third. That's worth 9, 10. So I generate 10 Aether, discard a crystal to allow Jan to draw an additional. Very nice. And with 10, I power up his special ability. Now the only question is, do I use it on him? It doesn't really matter. Use it on himself or Jan. I'm gonna use it on himself. Lash, you were my MVP, so you get the final blow. That's how this is gonna work. Boom. And he gets to draw 6. So in case you didn't notice, I already won. And Lash's turn. Hey. Sage's Brand is going to be cast for 6. It is aligned. That is 6 damage. Wayward 1 is defeated. Yay me. That was pretty fun. I really like this guy. He's really fun to play against. I would say he's the second most difficult after Crooked Mask that I've gone up against so far. But Crooked Mask is super frustrating to play against, and he's actually really fun and tactical. So I like him a lot. I love this position chart mechanic. I really like his unique cards. And I think there's a lot of ways to actually... I don't think this is the only way to defeat him. My Blaze is... I never even used the Blaze spell. My Sage's Brands did all the heavy lifting. Yeah, so let's talk about the win, first of all. I did get all 5 of those focusing orbs and destroy them for Gravehold's life. I have 19 life left. That wasn't necessary. I thought it was. I never thought I would see something like that. But that wasn't strictly necessary. Now, economy, look at that. So I got 5 Burning Opals, 7 Agates, and 6 Jades. That's quite a bit of economy going. But it allowed me to discard some of those cards. It allowed me awesome charge generation near the end there, which is what I needed. That was the difference. Just kind of getting those unlimited turns. You know, keep giving myself activations, keep healing with Essence Theft. Her ability to use Blinking Mirror to double heal with Essence Theft is super useful. But Sage's Brand, man, that's the real MVP. Drawing 7 cards, which I did, 3-4 different times during the game. Really lets you go through that deck, especially when you've been using Spectral. Look at all the cards I destroyed out of this deck. So these were all removed. It's about half of his deck, right? So this is it. There's a Sage's Brain here. He's got his hand here. This is all that's left. 6 cards. So he's basically getting a Sage's Brand every turn. So he just used one, he has one in his hand, and he's got one in his next draw. So every activation, he's getting a Sage's Brand. And it's more about its offensive ability, because you can have it in position to strike him offensively. Then if he moves, you want to discard something on the other mage defensively because it's too valuable, and then still in position to attack. So that's really, really helpful to still stay in offensive position after Unleash. The other way to do that is to have all your blazes. So, oh yeah, this is in the offense. Oh, you unleash twice? Okay, well, this one's in the offensive position now. And it's easy enough to replace them. Now, her deck is fat. Look at this thing. So fat. But still got rid of most of her starting cards, right? So this is not... It's mostly just gems. She didn't get the Burning Opals. She got all the gems, the Jades and Leeching Agates. Which, for her, because her special ability only costs 8, it worked. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why that worked so well. But it did. Fantastic. And she purged a decent amount. 4. 3 crystals and the spark. So I probably should have gotten another Spectral Echo on her. Or Molten Hammer. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So I have officially beat the Nameless campaign. Both Nemesises, Blight Lord and Wayward 1 on expert difficulty. So I will be moving on to the depths. I managed to pick this up. So it's still shrink wrapped. I don't like to check anything out ahead of time. It looks like there's only one Nemesis in this one, which is why I didn't want to buy it originally, but I got a good deal. 3 mages and 1 Nemesis. Strange. And 8 new cards. Whereas this one had 7. Okay. So we'll check that out. And I'll be going up against that Nemesis with all 8 of the new cards, as long as it's allowed. You know, it's not like 5 gems or something. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. You're the best. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.